Hey everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Hima, and in this video I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing or giving you my first impressions of the 2021 planner by the brand Space and Beauty. So it's that time of the year which is my favorite time of the year when I get my hands on the planner for the next year. And as much as I cannot believe that 2021 is already almost over, I'm also glad that it finally is getting over, because this was not the 2020 that any one of us had planned for ourselves. And getting my hands on a new planner is such an important moment for me, because it gives me back all of that new beginning optimism that I end up losing by the end of the year. Talking about this planner, it is by an Indian brand called Space and Beauty. I will link their website in the description box. They launched their planner sometime in August this year, and I purchased it on 11th of August, almost immediately after the launch. At the time when I purchased it, this entire planner bundle cost me rupees 1464 for all of the stuff that you'll see in this video, which, considering the quality of the planner and the paper and the number of pages as well as the freebies, is a pretty amazing deal. Rest of it you'll see for yourself and decide. So let's get to the unboxing. The planner was couriered in a cardboard cover. It was delivered to me on, I think, 11th of October. When you open it, inside you find this really pretty pink planner box. I love how pretty it is and that it's pink, which is my favorite color. And it's also pretty sturdy and cute, so you can store your stationery or jewelry or any of your possessions in it. I, for one, always save my planner boxes from all of the previous years, from all of the previous brands that I've purchased my planners from. Once you open this box, you see a lot of freebies. I absolutely loved this year's freebies more than the last year's, and the last year's planner came with a lot of freebies as well. I'll insert a clip of the last year's freebies for you to see. Basically, there was a thank you note, some posters, 12 bookmarks for each month of the year, some neon pens, sticker sheets, washi tapes, and a pen with a stylus. This year's planner came with a pop socket. It's really pretty and it's pink, which goes really well with this year's planner, which is also pink. So I don't know if you can quite make out the color. It's very pale powder pink with pink and black leopard prints on it. I would love to put it on my phone immediately, but I already have a phone holder on and I don't want to remove it just yet. But I am going to hold on to this and put it on my phone when my current one loses its glue. This one's got a 3M glue at the back, so I'm guessing it would be a pretty good quality as well. The next one is my favorite freebie. I am so freaking excited to actually hold this in my hands, and it lives up to all my expectations, which is the sticker book. It's got the prettiest collection of stickers inside, so I thought I'll give you a quick proper flip through of the sticker illustrations. The stickers are so pretty, and I mean really pretty. I don't think I can mention that enough. They also complement some of the planner activity pages inside the planner, like these self-care rituals and some yoga stickers, some pretty stamp stickers. There's a ton of utility and functional stickers for the planner as well, which is my favorite type of stickers. Maybe I'll do a detailed flip through in another video. I love their sticker book so much that I also purchased another sticker book individually. It's still available on their website. In case you're a fan of planner stickers, I highly recommend this sticker book. Next, there's a really pretty postcard, which I don't think I'm actually gonna post to anyone else because it's so pretty. I'll probably just write myself a note on it. There's also two bookmarks. I've got so many bookmarks now, but you can never have too many books or bookmarks. Then there are these Ikigai sheets. Ikigai is basically a Japanese concept of finding your purpose of life. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but forgive me if I'm not. Anyway, so we have the Ikigai Venn diagram chart, some instruction sheets, and some worksheets that you have to fill. I might do another video of doing these because they look so interesting. And then finally, there's the planner. It is a hardbound this year as opposed to last year's spiral bound one, which I don't really mind because that makes it really compact and travel friendly. The binding seems pretty good as well. By the way, every time I say last year, I mean 2020 because it's so weird to imagine there's little more than just 2 months left for this year to end. Coming to the planner, it is the prettiest pale baby pink color with gold lettering and stars on it. The gold is also not like the shiny gold kind. It's somewhere between gold and rose gold, like a very pretty muted gold color. And it's got more stars at the back as well. On the first page inside, it says this fab year belongs to, and your name goes here. You can stick a photo of or draw a picture of yourself here, and at the bottom it says let's goal 2021. On the next page is a little note from the creator of the planner. And on the page beside it, there's space to write your name, your address, phone number, email ID, and website, as well as 3 emergency contacts. Next, there's a yearly spread of 2021 and 2022. Then there's a page to write down birthdays of all of your loved ones so you can remember to wish them, a pretty handy feature. I like this year's birthday page so much better than the 2020 planners. The 2020 planner had like 2 whole pages dedicated to birthdays, and that's just a lot of space. I mean, nobody has that many people whose birthdays they need to remember. This year's compact page is so much better. I'm glad that they changed it. Next is the year in pixels spread. This is basically a mood tracker for the whole year. This one I liked last year's better. By last year, I again mean 2020's, because the 2020 planners emoticons were so much more clearer. This year's are a little weird. I mean, I have to stare at them for a whole minute to really figure them out, which defeats the whole point of having them, I guess. Then there's one of my favorite pages, the level 10 goals and level 10 life. You basically write your goals for each category, which are family and friends, personal development, finances, career, fun and recreation, self-control, environment, health and fitness, spirituality, and happiness. And then on the next page, you color each category, rating yourself on a level of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. It's a really good way of self-assessment. Then there's a dream board, which is like a vision board, and you can stick pictures and quotes and motivational stuff about how you want your dream life to look like. Then there's another one of my favorite pages, which is the Bookstagram page. There's plenty of space to write the books that you're gonna read, or that you plan to read, or you've already read, or which you want to buy, whatever you want to do really. Then there's a new page, or like a new inclusion this year, which wasn't there in the 2020 planner, which is the morning and evening routine. I love this addition. I usually write mine in my bullet journal. It is such a welcome addition this year, but I would have loved it even more if there was a separate one for each month, because routines do keep changing every other month, or at least I like to keep changing and updating mine. I hope next year it's a monthly edition instead of just a yearly one, but I'm glad that it's there in this year's planner. Then on the next page here, it says make yourself a priority. You can list down or draw all of the things that you want to prioritize about yourself over here. There are like these little arrows, and against the arrows you can write down habits that you want to inculcate or things that you want to incorporate in your life. Then there's a hygge page. Hygge is a Danish concept of making your surroundings cozy to sort of alleviate your mental state. So on these two pages, you basically make a mood board of how you can make your surroundings hygge for yourself. I love this because I usually do this anyway on my Pinterest boards. Then there's a mental health page, which is again a really great addition. It's got motivational quotes and space to write positive affirmations, trigger words, and hard to swallow pills. On the other page, there's a worry tree flowchart, which with all the possibilities eventually suggesting a change in the focus of attention. Then there's a pen it down page. It's pretty similar to last year's brain dump page, but so much prettier this year with this ink splatter texture on the pages, which I really loved. Next, there's a space to write all of your favorite movies and TV shows that you've watched this year. This year's planner has a lot more dedicated space than the 2020 planner, and I'm glad they made that change because I filled up this space within the first 2 months of the quarantine, and now I have no space left for the rest of the year. Then there's a clean that shit page, another one of my favorites. So here you basically list down all the things that need to be cleaned daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, biannually, and annually. And you also pre-decide the dates or months on which you're going to do that. So you can set a little reminder for yourself. This page is so functional. I absolutely love it. Next, there's a packing list, which is also such a handy thing to have because when you actually pack at the last minute, there's so many things you end up forgetting. It's also sorted by categories. So there's clothes, accessories, toiletries, miscellaneous, documents, and carry-ons. There are also tick boxes against each item, which is pretty handy. Then there's a whole 2 pages dedicated for your bucket lists, also sorted into categories. Here there's places to visit, things to do, souvenirs, and random stuff. I don't think some of these needed check boxes as such, but I still appreciate that they're there. Then there's this page called Down the Memory Lane. It's a place for you to stick or pin all of your memories from the year. So here you can stick Polaroids or movie stubs, restaurant bills, museum tickets, or whatever it is, basically any memorabilia that you want to keep as a keepsake. You can even draw or write your highlights of the year in the boxes. I, for one, am always saving like trinkets of memories. I love having a dedicated space for it. Next, there's a social media growth tracker, which is again a feature that I love. It's a especially handy little tool if you own a blog or are a content creator or an influencer or a small business owner or something. There's also space at the bottom to write notes plus a whole extra page. I love how the extra pages are dotted like a bullet journal. It really makes the planner very versatile for use. Then there's a subscription tracker where you can list down any subscriptions that you have, like your Netflix or your Audible or Skillshare membership, or even monthly SIPs or EMIs. Again, a very thoughtful and functional addition. There's space at the bottom here to write your total, so you know how much money is definitely going to be deducted every month or whatever as per your membership. Then there's this pretty illustration that also acts as a page divider. This is something that was conspicuously missing in the 2020 planner. I'm so glad that they added it in for this year. Otherwise, the month just starts a bit abruptly. I wish they also had added monthly divider tabs to segregate the months, but maybe next year. Finally, we come to the monthly spread of the planner. The week starts from a Sunday. I don't know why people do that. It is such a pet peeve of mine that I like my week to start from a Monday, but it's a very personal preference really, so it's okay. The month is divided into 5 designated weeks, which is useful for the weight tracker and the meal planner that we'll see later in the planner. There's also a little space on the right side for notes. Then there's a dedicated space for monthly to-do lists, events, affirmations, and other random things. Beside that is a goal grid with categories like become, create, organize, simplify, travel to, believe, release, prioritize, redo, read, attend, practice, eliminate, improve, do more, do less, learn, help, receive, allow, delegate, minimize, try out, and give. Next is the habit tracker. It's different from last year's in the sense that this year you have to number the boxes yourself like in a bullet journal, and there are 31 boxes available for you. You write the habit you want to track at the top and check off the days on which you actually did the habit. I prefer this year's habit tracker simply because there is more space for more habits to track this year. There are 9 habit trackers this year as opposed to last year's. Then on the other page, there's space to write habits to kill, habits to grow. You can rate yourself on your habit consistency and write insights on how you can improve it. There's also a period tracker and a sick day tracker. Then you have your weekly view spread. There's space to write gratitude at the end of each week, which is a really nice and thoughtful idea. At the end of the month, there's a dedicated space to review, respond, and reflect with questions like what's working, what's not working, how am I feeling, what can I control, what can I celebrate, how I want to feel next month, etc. This is a really great inclusion because it forces you to self-reflect, which is so important for living with mindfulness. Then on the next page here, there's space for your monthly grocery lists, wants, needs, online orders, I love this, gifts, I love this too, chips and chalk, and wish list. Such a handy functional page again, I love it and I end up using this a lot. Next, there's the expense tracker. Pretty much the same as the 2020 planner. You write your opening balance and closing balance here, and then the product, category, budget allotted, and actual spending. This is so helpful for a spendthrift shopaholic idiot like me who goes broke by the end of the month and then ends up wondering where all her money went. So I can allot myself a budget and actually stick to it this way. Another very thoughtful thing that makes this one of the most functional expense trackers is these check boxes here. So if you actually spend within the budget or under the budget, you give yourself a little green tick, and if it isn't, then you must mark a red cross. And if you're an absolute nerd like me, then the green tick is quite a motivation. Eating page, so you decide what you're allowed to eat or want to eat in terms of all these categories. There's healthy fats, proteins, flours, grains, nuts and seeds, dairy, fruits, sweets and treats, and general rules. So good for people trying to watch their diet. Next, there's a fitness tracker. This is so much more functional than last year's exercise tracker, which had way too many categories to check off, and it just became way too overwhelming for me. I like this year's categories so much better. There's cycling, swimming, yoga, running, strength training, and dancing. There's also a water tracker and a sleep tracker in here as well. Then there's a weekly weight log, space to write, weight gained, weight lost, diet tracker, weight goals, rewards, no sugar and no junk days. Then there's the meal planner. Weirdly, the meal planner starts with a Monday, which is, I don't know, it's a bit inconsistent. Although of course I prefer it this way, but I still wish that they had maintained the consistency by either starting it from a Sunday like in the monthly view of the planner, or change the monthly view to start from a Monday. But again, it's a personal pet peeve of mine, so I won't give that too much of attention. It's divided into 5 weeks, and there's plenty of space to write down your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Moving on to the last page, which is my obsessions. This is basically your own personal monthly favorites page. It is such a sweet inclusion because it's nice to go back to this like a year or two later to just see what songs you were jamming to, or what movies you loved, or book that you read in the month, just to be nostalgic about the little things. That's pretty much it. Let me give you a general flip through now of the rest of the months. The quality of pages is really good. It's not too thin, it's not too thick. It's 100 GSM paper, which is pretty good quality and very good enough for a planner. Sections on the monthly dividers are really pretty and full of motivational quotes. Oh, and there's also a bookmark here. It's basically a ribbon but still pretty handy. It's always great to have a bookmark inside the planner. What I liked about this year's planner is that it doesn't end abruptly like the 2020 planner did. It's got some extra pages at the end for notes and stuff, and they also have a dotted grid like a bullet journal. Pretty much brings us to the end of this little planner tour. I love that the planner has a lot of bullet journal like pages that are so thoughtfully included, so functional. It's one of the reasons I was so attracted to this planner. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments down below if you have purchased or are planning to purchase this planner or any other planner that you really liked, because God knows I am always on the lookout for good planners. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.